What's happening, traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. Today is Wednesday, February 9th. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing awesome out there today. In today's video, in this short video, we're going to be discussing Canopy Growth's Q3 2022 earnings. They beat on EPS and revenue estimates. We'll look at that in a moment. We're going to also take a look at the chart. We're up over 20% from the low of yesterday. So bulls are overall pleased. We saw some strength in the S&P 500 as well, but a lot of green across the board. And we'll look at some more detailed technical analysis, and we'll check in on the rest of the sector here as well. But before we do, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel, tick the bell, and be notified on any future updates. Taking a look at the article that came out here from New Cannabis Ventures. So weak cannabis sales drive Canopy Growth Q3 revenue 8% lower to $141 million. And they didn't update it here yet, but it was forecasted at $138 million, so a slight beat there on the revenue. And EPS came in at negative 0.28, which was forecasting 0.2817, so a slight beat there on that front as well. Taking a look at the article here, encouraging Q3 fiscal 2022 performance drove sequential revenue growth and record quarterly revenue for BioSteel and Storz & Bickel. So those were what was standing out in this report. Taking a look at the rest here, so they announced the financial results for the third quarter, fiscal 2022, ended December 31st, 2021. All information in this article is going to be expressed in Canadian dollars unless otherwise stated. So directly from David Klein, the CEO, in the third quarter, we actioned to win where it matters, driving record performance in our CPG business from BioSteel, Storz & Bickel, while beginning to stabilize our Canadian business, including maintaining number one position in premium flower. Our continued discipline and focus are expected to fortify Canopy's competitive positioning in Canada as we ambitiously build our U.S. CPG, CBD, and THC strategies. And we're seeing a lot of companies right now starting to shift to that CPG mindset. If you saw the video of Irwin Simon, the CEO of Tilray, basically sounded like SSL from Hexo talking about a lot of beverages and CPG deals and things of that nature. Take a look at the rest here. So throughout fiscal 2022, we continued to reduce our operating expenses and capital investments. With a renewed sense of urgency, we are focused on achieving profitability in Canada by taking additional steps to simplify our business and optimize our expenses while making our strategic investments in key growth areas. It seems like a lot of companies right now are following suit with, we've seen a lot of companies, Hexo being one of them, Auxly's another one. There was an article out today that they're closing their Nova Scotia MJ facilities, likely part of the plan through mergers and acquisitions, also cutting 55 jobs. But we're starting to see that. Hexo did that as well. And we're starting to see a lot of cost-cutting initiatives. And as we've been told by many analysts, they expect that the days are numbered of unprofitable LPs. And you can see that this is evidenced by all of these cost-cutting initiatives that we've seen across the sector. So that's good to see that companies are starting to really take that seriously. We know that BNN Bloomberg forecasts Tilray and Hexo to be the first to profitability, while Canopy and Aurora and other tier one names will likely take longer into 2023, maybe even 2024. With that said, going to wrap up that article, you can read it on your own time if you want to read that. It's pretty lengthy, going to move on in the effort of time. But essentially, the market liked the results today, and the strength in the S&P 500 also contributed to that strength that we saw in the market in the cannabis sector today, in my opinion. We've been in a daily uptrend on the S&P 500, and we've been correlating back to the broader market, which is a positive sign. And now that we have that 10%, over 10% correction on the S&P in the broader market, I think that bodes well for MJ stocks, and I think that we could see a big rally into April and May, especially with the prospect of U.S. legalization. We have some bills that may get passed around then as well, and also access to safe banking is likely in the cards in the not too distant future as well. But SPY basically testing resistance here at 458.12. We got as high as 457.02, 457.03. So essentially we're just $1 away. So we're going to be watching for a potential double top and the low of the day today to hold tomorrow. If we lose the low of the day today at 455, daily consolidation will begin. And then we may expect that to ensue in the cannabis space. But taking a look at CGC here, it's more than likely going to end up in a daily inside bar. If I had to guess, we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. We are testing the top of that Bollinger Band. So if we do see a little bit more of a pullback here to the end of the day, it's entirely possible that we see a tightening range and a daily inside bar into tomorrow, and volatility may dry up a little bit. But like I said, I'm going to be watching for the S&P 500, see whether or not it double tops at resistance there at 458, and we need to come down and form a healthy higher low. If that happens, then watch for potential for MJ to follow suit as well. But nice volume there on CGC on the daily. That's the most volume that we've had since back here in mid-November. So that is always great to see. And like I said, we're in a daily uptrend. We had the low high here at 770. We had the higher low at 674. As soon as we broke 770, that confirmed the daily uptrend. And then we saw 865 to the high of that bounce. And we've got over that resistance. And we're basically back testing that resistance here right now. But going to take a look at the weekly chart. So we are flipping bullish here at the moment. We have the 10-week moving average on the CGC ticker. So this is in US dollars at 884. And we are over, sorry, it's at 857. So we are over the 10-week moving average at the moment. The stochastic and the MACD are also flipping bullish. So it's looking really good. If we can close the week over 857 and that 10-week moving average into the end of the week, that's going to likely mean that we're going to see some explosive moves into the next couple of weeks and months. Like I said, I think we could see a strong rally into the spring, into April and May. And taking a look at the weekly chart, so we are bouncing on the weekly again this week. After just weeks and weeks of pullback, we had that weekly bounce up to 1596 that just got faded and gave the whole move back. And we're slowly getting out of weekly oversold territory. So what the bulls want to see, nice volume already here on the week, but what bulls want to see is a close over weekly EMA 12. And then what we want to see is a high enough bounce as possible on the weekly to change weekly trends. We need to see weekly uptrends confirm with a higher low and a higher high to be confident that we have our 52-week lows being set and we can see a macro level reversal on the horizon. And again, the more names that change those weekly trends, the more confident we are in the sector flipping bullish as well across the board. Taking a look at the weekly moving averages, we have none there until 1834 and 1980, which is a long ways away. We're going to also be watching the 50-day moving average there at 882. So we're pulling back from that right now. It's still proving as resistance. We poked above it there, like I said, from the first time since we came down from the all-time highs, from testing all-time highs. We got above it just barely, and then, like I said, faded the whole move back. So it was a huge red flag. We couldn't even form a higher low. We just dropped straight to a lower low, dead cat bounce, and here we are changing the daily trend. This is what we want to see, is a daily uptrend with nice support, stair-stepping into that resistance. Perhaps we need to come down and, like I said, form that daily higher low, and then bulls regain their composure, cool off some RSI levels, and then we attempt a shot at the 100 moving average there at 1104. Going to end it there, I do want to check in. So on the bull and bear list, we had VLNS up about 20%, CGC, Sundial, so they got an extension, 180-day extension from the NASDAQ, and that likely means that Hexo, they received their warning as well, likely means they're going to be giving a 180-day extension as well. So likely not going to see Hexo delist by, I really don't think it's going to happen, but the latest it would happen would be December 25th, so Christmas of 2022. And Sundial Bulls obviously responding very, very good to that news, up over 13% currently. And then we have Tilray next to Sundial on the bear list. We had none. And just taking a look at the US sector to see movers and shakers over here. We were up almost 5% on MSOS. So we've got Ian down over 2% today, TAUG and FIT. And then on the bull list, we have Acreage, POTX, and CWeb. But like I said, green across the sector. And if we just take a look at some of our other names here, so CGC's in a daily uptrend, Tilray in a daily uptrend with a low, high, higher low, and higher high. CWeb, also another name that's doing really well over the last couple of weeks. And this was a name that I called out to private members. I know a lot of people took some positions on CWeb, so kudos to the bulls. We can see here we had the low, high at $1.20, higher low here at $1.06. And as soon as we broke $1.20, we confirmed the daily uptrend. We even had another daily higher low here at $1.26. So that's the new key support going forward on CWeb. We're also seeing EMA 12 and 26 bull cross of the EMAs, so that likely could mean that a lot of names are going to see it as well. Hexo also confirming a daily uptrend here. Yet to see those EMAs cross bullish. CGC yet to see the EMAs cross bullish as well. And then we have Aurora earnings into tomorrow after market close. And here we are trying to confirm a daily uptrend on Aurora as well, getting over 456, but we're struggling. So far, it's basically a double top at that area. So going to end it there. All eyes will be on Aurora earnings into tomorrow after the bell. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector check-in and Canopy Q3 revenue review. That's a tongue twister. And tick the bell to be notified on any future updates. Make sure to like the video, share it with anybody that might find value, and let me know in the comments below if you think that the bottom is in. Are we going to see a macro level reversal? Thanks, everyone. We'll see you on the next video.